Pencil says to the eraser, "Eraser, I'm sorry." And eraser says, "Sorry? Sorry for what?" Pencil says, "Because of me, eraser, you get hurt. You see, every time you correct one of my mistakes and you erase it, a piece of you leaves. Every time my mistakes vanish, you get smaller and smaller and smaller, and one day you'll be gone." The eraser said, "Pencil, that's true, but please keep in mind, I know my job. I was made to correct your mistakes. And even though one day I'll be gone, I understand my purpose." So when I look back at that story, we all have erasers in our lives, right? We all have people that erase our mistakes for us. We all have people that we are allowed to witness their mistakes so we don't make the same mistakes, right? Those people give us the blueprint. And we all lost an eraser about 6 weeks ago. In my opinion, Kobe Bryant was that eraser, and we lost him at 41 years of age on January the 26th. And a lot of people will ask, well, how was Kobe an eraser for you, Eddie? And I'll give you a few reasons why. If you look at Kobe Bryant's life, he died at 41. Some will say that's young, but one thing about Kobe is when you look at Kobe's confidence, you can't say he didn't understand his purpose. Well, what was his purpose? You might could say basketball, right? So let's list off his accomplishments. Let's see: a slam dunk champion, a 9-time NBA All-Defensive Team, 2-time scoring champion, 11-time NBA First Team, 4-time All-Star MVP, 8-time NBA All-Star, a 1-time regular season MVP, although it should have been more, a 2-time NBA Finals MVP, and a 5-time NBA champion. Five. You could easily say Kobe Bryant's purpose was basketball, but it wasn't. You would be wrong. His purpose was made more definitive and divine than just basketball. You got to look beyond the game. So let's take a look at Kobe Bryant off the court. From the ages of, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old, he decides he wants to play basketball. So he starts studying the great Michael Jordan. This is his idol. This is the guy that he wants to be like. So Kobe taught us a valuable lesson. He watched the way he played, he shot, he jumped, he played defense. His smarts off the court, the way he walked, the way he talked, the way he handled himself, his demeanor. And Kobe idolized that. He taught us a lesson. He taught us that if we want to be great, sometimes it's better to emulate those that are already great. So let's move ahead. Kobe's 13 now. The summer before he goes into his sophomore year, he goes to an all-star camp. I think it was an ABCD camp. All the top players in the country. Kobe comes back from that camp, and he decides to make a hit list. The hit list comprises of players that he wants to be better than by the time he graduates as a senior. So he writes this name on this paper, and Kobe teaches us a valuable lesson. That dreams don't become goals until you put them on paper. And then you can check all of those goals off the list. He called it the hit list. So Kobe would go from number 274 in the country before that camp to number 1 in the country, Gatorade National Player of the Year by the time he was a senior, thanks to that list. Keep in memory of what your goals are and checking them off as you go along. Now, that summer, Kobe would be faced with another hard decision. Your friends, your family, your support system, they want you to play it safe. They want you to go to college. But Kobe taught us another valuable lesson. Sometimes it's better to bet on yourself. Nobody knows what you know or feels what you feel. Kobe would enter the NBA draft. Drafted number 7 overall. Charlotte Hornets drafted him. He's traded to the Lakers. Stupid move, Hornets fans. I don't know why you guys did that. But he would go on to the Lakers. Now, Kobe taught us another valuable lesson because he would sit the bench for 2 years. But what he taught us is even if you're on the bench, you got to prepare like a starter. You don't know when your number's going to get called. So Rick Fox has an injury, and now Kobe's inserted into the lineup. Never to be a come-off-the-bench player again for the next 18 years. Valuable lesson, don't you think? So let's fast forward. Kobe would go on to win 3 NBA championships. Kobe and Shaq are terrorizing the league. It could have been 4. They decided to add Karl Malone and Gary Payton, and the Pistons decided to blow that whole thing. But Kobe would get a chance to do something that many people don't do, and that's face your idol. So on March the 28th, 2003, He would play in a game against Michael Jordan. This is Michael Jordan's farewell tour, all right? In his last game, the Wizards against the Lakers, he plays Kobe, and Kobe does something that people don't get to do. He taught us another lesson. Sometimes you have to violate the 48 laws of power and outshine your master. He gave Jordan a parting gift. Take these 55 points and beat it. Great one. It's my time now. Kobe understood his own greatness was to outshine his master, the great one who he emulated. So moving on, the Lakers were having some trials and tribulations. They end up losing Shaq in a big ego battle between Shaq and Kobe. He went to Miami. He wins the championship. Kobe has some off-the-court issues. His family is in turmoil. His peace of mind is at an all-time low. Basketball is his only refuge, right? He's being seen as a selfish player. He becomes the most hated player in the NBA. But he gets an opportunity to teach us another lesson, because on January the 22nd, 2006, he taught us a lesson that there will be tough times, there will be dark times, there will be obstacles, trials, and tribulations. People will not like you. They will despise you, but it's up to you. It's your responsibility to remind them of not only who you are, but what you are capable of. Sometimes you got to drop 81 points on Jalen Rose and the Toronto Raptors. And now the world remembers that, oh yeah, I forgot you was Kobe. My bad. So Kobe went through a transformation phase. He would go from number 8 to 24. He had to sort of rebrand himself. He had to innovate his purpose, right? And that's what we all need to learn how to do. Sometimes you got to reinvent yourself. Kobe went from Kobe to the Black Mamba, right? What was that commercial? Are you the same animal and different beast? Ask yourself that question. Kobe became the Black Mamba, and what does a Black Mamba do? A Black Mamba sheds its skin in order to grow. Otherwise, he'll die. So along this journey, being known as the most selfish player in the NBA, he'll never pass you the ball, which is true. But he learned to be more of a team player if he wanted to be considered great, because now he didn't have Shaq anymore. So the Lakers were able to make a few moves, and he would get some players on this team that would put them in great position to win. So Kobe understood another valuable gift that he taught us, and that was sometimes the people that's in the car with you are equally important as your destination. Who you going with is just as important as where you're going. And he started to look and rely on a supporting cast. He started to breathe life into his environment. He started to water his plants. He understood that in order to have a forest, he needed other trees. You can't be the only tree and it be called a forest. Kobe taught us that valuable lesson. So they were going to win 2 more NBA championships, and Kobe's career will move along. Now that team broke up. He had some injuries, he had some fallouts, and he came back strong. Another valuable lesson, April 13, 2016. This was Kobe's last game, the last hurrah. He taught us how to bow out gracefully. But on the way out, remind people of who you are. Leave them with a lasting impression. He left the Utah Jazz with 60 points. And that's how we will forever remember Kobe on the court. 60 points. Black Mamba. Mamba out. So a year later, he would go into another phase, the Mamba Academy. Now this is a different transition. This is where Kobe taught us that it's okay for you to evolve from the pencil to the eraser. From the one that's making the mistakes to the one that's correcting those mistakes for others. Kobe understands now that just because you're not a player doesn't mean you can't be part of the game. So now he becomes a mentor for other players. The Kawhis, the Devin Bookers, the Jason Tatums, Mamba Academy, his daughter. Now he starts teaching people the game. Now he gets in broadcasting, and he becomes an advocate, an eraser for other people. So when you look at Kobe's career, and you ask yourself, was his purpose basketball? Well, what was his purpose if not basketball? He gave you something. He gave you Mamba mentality. He gave you that tenaciousness, that willingness to practice, be ready, be relentless, be fearless. Anybody can get it anytime, anywhere, anyhow. That's what Mambas do. You see me as a snake, but I am poisonous. Highly. Don't get it twisted. And that Mamba mentality will forever exist in me. And hopefully it exists in you all too. So on this Monday, as you look at your week, as you look at your goals, put your goals on paper. Make a hit list and check those names off. And one day you'll be number one in the country. Sometimes you got to sit the bench for 2 years, but you prepare like a starter. I know you want that promotion, but prepare like you already got it. I know you want to be an entrepreneur, so act like it now. Just because you aren't doesn't mean one day you won't be. And that way when you get it, you never lose it. Some of us are going through dark times, tumultuous seasons, thunderstorms. And now it's up to you to remind people of who you are and what you're capable of. It might be time for you to drop 81 points on somebody this week. Somebody might have a mentor or be in a situation where they're idolizing somebody. And it's that time for you to actually outshine your master. Somebody out there needs to drop 55 points on Michael Jordan this week, right now. Some of us are at the end of the road and it's time to move on. You need to drop 60 points on the Utah Jazz and bow out gracefully. Let us remember you as great as you are. And for others, it's time for us to go from that pencil to eraser. Be a mentor. Let's start teaching these babies how to not make some of the mistakes that we made. Let's take somebody that we literally see making mistakes and erase those mistakes for them. So what did Kobe give you? Kobe gave you Mamba mentality. He gave you a lifetime of lessons. A lifetime in 41 years. So ask yourself, if you died tomorrow, what would you leave us with? How would we remember you? What is your purpose? Are you ready to reinvent that purpose? Y'all have a good day. I'm going to take off this stupid scarf and wait on my mustache to grow back. Bye.